What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, we have a giveaway to do. Sorry it took as long as it did, but well, you see, I had some issues with shipping, but we finally got them. Our Jafar Whole New World card sleeves came in, and we have a giveaway to do. On our last Jafar video, there was a giveaway, and 17 people commented on the video, so there are 17 people entered into this. To enter into the video, or the giveaway, you had to comment on that video and be subscribed. Pretty simple. Replying to comments doesn't gain more or less entries. It's just the main comment thread, and obviously I do not count. So how we're going to go ahead and do this, we have a wheel with 1 through 17, and then we're just going to count down from the top and count down however many places we need to. So far, like, all of our wheel giveaways were either like the lowest or the highest number. So we're going to go ahead and give this a few a few shuffles here, and then let's go ahead and spin and see who our winner is. As we go. Told you first or last. Oh, we go to number 8 this time. So first or last, number 8 coming on over here. Like I said, I do not count, so this is not one of them. So starting with Soulman Gaming, want to make sure that you guys can see, because I did that before where you couldn't really see it. We'll move me over here. So 1 T-Ranch, 2 R&B, 3 shout out to R&B, go check out his channel, great player by the way. Napulu 4, 5, 6, Elsa 7, Lyric 8, and Lyric 8, right? That's where we're going. 8 Soul, T-Ranch, R&B, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lyric 8, 4, 5, 2. Okay, we have our winner. So we're going to go ahead. I will reply to him in a very brief little bit. And you know what that means. Oops, now I'm messing with you guys. Reply to him in a little bit. And then you guys will, I guess, watch the video as we move on. So enough rambling. We got some gameplay footage to get on into, a couple replays, and then we got the deck profile. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Our first one is against Lemon Lime, a very hyped up popular deck. Kind of like how Jafar Wheel was very hyped up last format. Hopefully it performs better in the early stages. We get to go first. We have Diablo, we keep our Pegasus, we got Morph, we got Ursula, we hit our Jafar, that's pretty good. We hit Genie, which is good as well, and then Queen's Castle, which is most likely going to be ink in this first replay. A lot of time when you see your Queen's Castle early, it just ends up becoming ink. We're going to get rid of the Diablo and play our Pegasus. We don't really have an action card to shift if we draw into the 3-drop anyway, so there's no point in keeping the 1. We do draw the 3-drop, but again, we did not have an action to really take advantage of it. So we're going to go ahead and put Morph down on the board, Quest with the Pegasus. I'm okay if he crashes them, and maybe I'll crash his because I don't want him to shift into the big Pegasus and just gain that control, because then he can take out my Diablo. Now we have our action, so we could have actually shifted, but that at this point would just be a little bit poor economy. So we're going to play our Diablo, and then we're going to go ahead and crash the Pegasuses, because again, we don't want them to shift into big Pegasus and take out our Diablo too quickly. So we have Morph, we have Diablo, we got 2 more turns of inking, and then we can get Jafar down and really start rattling this off. But that means we need to draw into 2 inkable cards. Our opponent comes down with his own Diablo, and we hit a rabbit. So, no inkable card. We're going to go ahead and sing that, though, into 2 more uninkable cards. And it's 2 of the 10 cost song out of everything. So now we have to ink our Jafar just to be able to play, which is fine. We draw a lot. We can hit another Jafar. Not too worried about it yet. We actually hit a Jafar very early there off our draw off Diablo, so that works out great. We hit an inkable card, we hit our Jafar, we're right back in business. We got the 2 10s, so we got, draw 5 cards, draw 5 cards. We're going to be able to sing it next turn. We're actually sitting really well. Expecting a sudden chill here. Bare Necessities kind of fulfills that same role as the sudden chill would. So either way, we're going to discard one of our 10 cost songs, but we do get to draw a card, which ends up being Yzma. So seeing what else he has, it's another Bare Necessities, which is really unfortunate. So we're going to lose our other song now in the process, but we do get to draw a card. So again, we're still keeping our advantage up, and we hit 2 rabbits, playing like 12 uninkable cards, and we hit like 7 of them in our first 17 cards. This is just crazy. It's not supposed to work this way. We should have been a whole turn ahead. We should have been able to sing last turn. Like, oh, it's just unfortunate, but it happens from time to time. So we're going to put Genie down, quest with the Diablo. This way Genie is set up and ready to go, so we can shift Jafar on our next turn. Quest with Genie, quest with Jafar, quest with Genie, go to 5, then Genie's effect after questing to draw 3 to put us to 8 and just put us in a really good scenario. So now in this spot, he did still have the 8 down. If he hit under the sea, that would have hurt so badly. Lucky for us, he didn't hit anything, but especially hitting under the sea, like I said, because the Ursula, Diablo, and Prince John would be the 8 he needs, and we would keep Genie, but we would lose everything else. And then he shifts an Ursula, discarding the We Don't Talk About Bruno. Lucky for us, we have nothing in hand that he can discard at this point. So we draw into a Merlin Crab, and we're going to be drawing a bunch here, or trying to. So we're going to take out Diablo because I don't want him gaining advantage on us playing the game. And then we can go ahead, shift the Jafar there. If we inked the Crab, actually, we could have put the 1-cost Pegasus down, which maybe would have been the smarter play. We get to do the Genie play, like I said, quest with it, and then draw 3, get 3 extra. Make sure you get your Jafar exerted first. Don't forget to do that because it just feels really, really bad. And then we quest with our rabbit to go to 8. I feel like we're in a really good spot here. Like, we have 7 cards in hand. We have Jafar down. Bibbidi, so he's going to be able to bounce and replay it, which means he's going to be able to sing a song if he hits it. What are we going to hit? Bruno. Of course, we're going to hit Bruno. He's going to bounce Jafar, but it's a 1 in 9 shot that he hits the Jafar, and he hits the Jafar. So, pretty good hit there on the Bruno, not going to lie. Sets us back a little bit. We're 2 Jafars down now, and we hit another 10-drop song. Imagine if we had that Jafar on board. But we're going to go ahead, take out the Flynn, because I don't want him to start gaining too much lore, and we have plenty of cards to discard. I don't even care about him drawing a card. We're still way ahead on advantage, so I am more than happy with that. Now we're going to go ahead and ink the Crab, and then we're going to play a Jafar just in case we draw into another one. I'm like, you know what? I want that threat of the evasive, so we're going to put that at the top of our deck, and then if he takes out Rabbit, we're going to obviously draw that card, or for turn, we will draw the Pegasus. I felt like the Ursula wasn't the greatest here. I mean, you could double sing, draw 10 cards, but not really in a scenario. I mean, not to say drawing 10 cards isn't insane, but not in a scenario where I necessarily felt like that was the play. I want to start questing and getting that lore that way. I already have the big card advantage in hand. I have 3 rabbits to cycle. I have Yzma with a rabbit potentially. I have Diablo. Like, I'm not hurting for card draw at this point, so I really didn't feel the need to go for that Ursula to double sing the 10 song. He comes down with another Diablo and a Prince John, which obviously, like, we're going to take out his cards, so he's just setting himself up. We're going to then debate on how I wanted to do it. I was like, is there a way where I can preserve most of my board? I just didn't think there was. Diablo obviously being the card we want to keep around the most. We're at least going to get a draw off of our rabbit, and we'll see what we hit. Another copy of Pegasus. Maybe I should have grabbed the Ursula, play a rabbit, hit another Yzma. We're going to ink that, and then I was like, do we play the rabbit, or let's go ahead and play Morph in case we hit another Jafar. We draw into Genie. Just the 1 copy of him, so he shuffled himself back into the deck, and we get to see him once again. Our opponent now trying to go aggro to really push the game. We draw into Jafar, so that's really good too. So once again, we're going to go ahead and take out those Diablos, and that's why we put the Morph down, like just trying to set yourself up for that potential Jafar play as soon as you can. We're going to be able to sing the 10-drop and get 5. We have a Friends now. We have Ursula now, so that's going to be another 4 potentially. We have Chernobog. We have Yzma. We have Rabbit. We're going to be able to ink to go to 10. Ursula comes down. It's going to hit our friends, so we're not going to be able to double sing the friends. However, Jafar can sing. That'll put us 14. Chernabog sings 15. Draw card 16. We have Rabbit 17. Yzma 18, 19. So as long as he doesn't clear Rabbit and Ursula, we're sitting in a pretty good spot, and we will be able to win the game on our turn. He can easily take out the Rabbit, but unless he has something in hand that I am just completely missing, like an Under the Sea, I think would be the only thing that could have potentially helped him, because Sing It with the Pegasus and Prince John, but he doesn't have it, so he takes out the Rabbit. We draw into an Ursula. It does not matter. It's just going to be ink at this point, so as long as he can't take out our 3-cost Ursula, we have enough to win the game because of the Yzma and the Rabbit in our hand. So we draw into another Chernabog. Again, quest with the Jafar first, and then Chernabog. The card's just sneaky good. Like, Chernabog just becomes a quick 2 lore card instead of the 1. Keep the Ursula, then we play the Yzma, get 2 more, and like I said, we would play the Rabbit, but we hit a friends, so we went that route instead. Now we have Ruby Amber, and we're going first once again. I like when we get to go first in these replays for you guys. So debating on what do we keep, I'm like, okay, it might be too early for some of these cards. Like, it's too early for Jafar and friends. I needed cards to get the game going. I needed my 1-drops. I needed something like Diablo to get my draw going. I can't have all these end game cards like, that's actually unfortunate. Bare Necessities, Be King, Teeth, Rapunzel, Beast. So our opponent's going to be able to draw and do a lot. The Bare Necessities isn't going to do a whole lot for our opponent, which is actually kind of nice, at least early on. Our opponent actually inks it, so it don't even matter there. Draw into our Rabbit, but they still have that Be King Undisputed, and they still have, I should have quested with the Diablo there, they still have the Teeth and Ambition as well. So them are just 2 things we really have to look out for. Mulan comes down here. 3 defense, kind of expecting Teeth and Ambition play to come through. I don't have any songs, but I want to put another threat down and kind of threaten that use your Be King on my Ursula. Also here, I should not have quested with the Morph, because he could challenge into the Morph, take it out, take 2 damage, play the Teeth and Ambition, take out Diablo and the Mulan, and just get a decent trade-off if he wanted to. But instead, Beast comes down. We know he has the Rapunzel still in hand too. He does take out the Morph, but opts not to do, well, at that point after Beast, couldn't do anything else. So we're going to get a free takedown of the Mulan. So I'm really okay with that. We hit Ursula, which is good, but he has a second Be Prepared. So Mulan, Rapunzel, Teeth, and another King. So we're going to go ahead. Like I said, we got a couple threats for that King, so I want to keep it that way. He's got Teeth and Ambition, so if he takes out the Pegasus, then obviously we can't go for the shift play. But if he doesn't take out Pegasus, we go the shift play, because then it'll survive a Teeth and Ambition. Sorry about that. Accidentally was wiping my keyboard off and swiped right out of the game quick. We got it back though. So gets the draw 3 off Rapunzel. Like I said, he still has the Mulan, the Be King Undisputed, and also the Teeth and Ambition in his hand. Obviously we have 3 unknown cards, so waiting to see what our opponent does. Do you just quest? Do you take something out? Instead, we sing the Bare Necessities, which that was an unknown card, so I'm okay with that. I still know 3 in hand. It essentially did nothing. We draw our friends the next turn, so we're going to get the 4 draw friends. We hit 2 Jafar. We're going to shift Pegasus, which grants everything evasive. That is just so strong. And then we can go ahead and quest freely a whole bunch up to 7. We don't need another Ursula. We're going to get rid of her. We can't shift the Jafar because, again, we kind of made that misplay with the Morph earlier. Should have kept that just because, like I said, had he played it, he could have taken out 2 of our characters. Brawl comes down, and then now he's probably going to sing and take out the Pegasus as well. So Brawl taking out Ursula is really good, but it would have been way better last turn because this turn we already got the advantage from our Ursula. So Teeth and Ambition now comes down. So we know Mulan and the Be King Undisputed. We lose the Diablo, and then we can go ahead and sing with Rapunzel to get rid of the Pegasus. Instead, our opponent actually quests. We hit Diablo, but again, we weren't going to shift for it. Because of how it worked out, we actually get to Pegasus into the Beast and take that out. And then we're going to go ahead and put a Diablo down. And I did the Ursula into Rapunzel now because Rapunzel will lose out next turn then to Pegasus plus Ursula. So we're actually sitting in a decent spot. We can take those both out. We have a potential... we got Rabbit next turn. Or we could hard play the Pegasus. He hits Ursula one more time, which kind of signals that he's coming down with a Rapunzel. So that's unfortunate. However, we do still have Diablo too. So we can actually Diablo and Pegasus to take out the Rapunzel. Get rid of one of them. Like I said, he's got the Bee King Undisputed still. But we put down our Queen's Castle because he doesn't really have anything to threaten it. So I felt like I was pretty safe here. We move our Ursula to the castle because if we move the Diablo to the castle, he would just easily be King Undisputed on Diablo. Get rid of it, get rid of the draw. Even there with the 1 ink, we could have moved Diablo there too. But then again, it's just the easy call. So now I'm trying to make him like think about, do you Undisputed the Ursula so I don't get the draw from castle, or do you do it on the Diablo? But instead, a Brawl comes down, gets rid of the Diablo, and then also the Bee King Undisputed comes down, gets rid of the Ursula. Definitely didn't expect that to come through. I was just trying to force his play with the can't even think now, with the Bee King. We literally just saw it. So we play Jafar, put the Diablo on top, play the Rabbit. So now next turn, if we hit an inkable card, we can actually shift Jafar, play Diablo, and again, we're just applying a lot of pressure for our opponent to do something. On the downside, though, maybe we don't play both characters because we're in Be Prepared territory. So we need to kind of think about that. The Mulan comes down. We have a lot of evasives, though, so I'm not necessarily too worried about it. We hit the Ursula, so we can go ahead. We're going to shift Jafar over Jafar. Probably could have kept Ursula, but initially I was like, okay, ink, we're going to go ahead, Diablo, and do that. But then I was like, maybe we shouldn't have, right? There's no reason there, too, to not move Rabbit to the castle. Definitely should have moved Rabbit to the castle. If he can take it out, he can take it out. We already saw 2 Bee King Undisputeds. I don't know how many they typically play, but again, just kind of forcing him. I think whether Rabbit is at the castle or not, you take out the Jafar. It would have been a better decision if Jafar wasn't at the castle and Rabbit was, but we should have definitely moved Rabbit to the castle. Would have got an extra card here in the process. So we hit Diablo, we hit castle. We could have potentially drew another card. And then here I was just like, if we would have hit a draw card, we would have been all right. I was trying to think of, I literally just read the card, and it's during your turn when you deal the damage. And I'm like, okay, so if we Rabbit into it, see if he takes the bait and hits it, because then if he hits it and we get to draw the card off Rabbit, we get the lore, and then we can potentially hit a song card, and we're sitting pretty good. But I'm like, literally just read the card, and I read it wrong. Like, was not smart at all, especially then playing the Diablo too, because now he can hit the Rabbit, put the damage on the Diablo, and they're both gone. So just wasn't smart. Heals it and comes down with a Maui, which is probably the best card he could have drew in this scenario, because unlike a Be Prepared or something, he gets to keep his board. So now we're going to Mulan into the Rabbit, take it out, put 2 damage on each, get rid of the Diablo, and we draw friends. So it doesn't end up mattering. He would have had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would have enough to win on his next turn, but we do hit a draw card, so we can go ahead, Jafar, and then draw 2 more, and that is going to be the game. So we had our couple replays, we had our big giveaway winner. Now let's go ahead and talk about the deck list. So it's expensive. Anything playing Diablo and Ursula is going to be expensive, so I do apologize for that. I don't know why this stuff keeps disappearing. Maybe I gotta clear my cache or something. We got nine 1-drops, 8 2s, really heavy in the 3s at 21. Only 12 uninkable cards. So like Grimoire, in our first 17, we had 7 uninkable cards. That's crazy. So we had 5 in the last 43 cards were uninkable in the deck. Just really unfortunate there. We got 3 Chernobog followers, 2 Diablo, and 4 Pegasuses. The Diablo to see their hand and the potential shift was kind of why we played it. Looking back, I'd probably take both these out, put in another Chernobog, because just that free 2 lore is really, really nice. Yeah, the theory was decent here. I don't play that many actions where I think I'm really shifting too often, but it's so nice, like if you put down Diablo turn 1, shift Diablo turn 2, and now he's already exerted, so by your opponent's turn 2, you're already gaining those draws. It just applies a ton of pressure on your opponent to deal with it really, really quickly. Pegasus, just really strong. The whole Pegasus shift line is crazy. Emerald got so many good cards in this set. 4 Morphs, because we want to get to that Jafar. 4 Ursulas, because songs. 3 more Jafar, fixing your top of your deck because you draw so much, questing for multiple, and again, shifting Jafar. 4 Fox, because dealing with your opponent's board and bouncing things, especially like your Ursula or your Rabbit if you're trying to draw that way. Merlin Crab for dealing with opponent's boards. 4 Diablos, 4 Ursulas. Nothing really to say about it, but right here is the cost of the deck. Like, that's what, 95 would be 180, so 360 out of the 470. So this is 3/4 of the deck right here, those 8 cards. Playing the 1 Genie and 4 Merlin Rabbits. Genie's actually just really nice when you get the Jafar down. Like if you can go turn 4 Genie, turn 5 shift Jafar, then quest with Jafar, or if you're really lucky, sing something with Jafar, like especially Jafar and Ursula. Like Dream playline is Ursula on 3, Genie on 4, Jafar on 5, double sing the second star to the right, so you get 10 here. So you get 10 there, then your Genie goes for 11 and then draws 3, so 14. So the 3, 4, 5 play line gets you 14 lore just in that combo, and that's just really, really strong if you haven't gotten the memo. Rabbit, again, just on play, on leave, the draws. Pegasus, really good. Obviously, like I said, this shift line is just crazy. Hopefully we get an enchanted Pegasus. That would be a really nice enchanted, I think. Obviously, it's not going to be this Pegasus. However, it'd be a future one, unless it were like some type of promo. But we already know our Ursula is the set championship card for this set. 3 Yzmas, again, really strong, especially like if you have Rabbit, so you can like get your Jafar down, have him exerted, or if he's already exerted on your turn, you go ahead and do something, whether it's questing or singing, and then you can quest with your Rabbit, play your Yzma, shuffle back your Rabbit, draw off Rabbit, or draw 2 off Yzma, then draw 1 off Rabbit, gain 3 lore that way. Again, the shift Diablo playline, just because we only have 7 actions, I feel like it's probably not worth playing it, but it was worth testing it, I think. Friends on the other side, 4 of, obviously, and 3 second star to the rights, and then 3 Queen's Castle. This won't work with your Jafar to trigger because he readies before you get the draws, but drawing cards is always really strong. So, like, it's not a bad thing to draw cards, even if you're not triggering your Jafar. Not every single action has to trigger Jafar. Like, the Jafar play is there, and it's what you ideally go for, but you don't have to funnel everything into Jafar. Sometimes you have to just deviate from the path and win without it. And when you're still drawing 4 or 5 cards, when you're drawing 3 cards, when you're questing with evasives, like, the deck can do so much more than just Jafar to win. But hopefully you guys like the video. Share, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff. We will have more giveaways on the channel. I actually do have it with me. Maybe we should do one for these sleeves that I have for my personal deck. With the Whole New World sleeves, I also went ahead and I got my Ursula Friends on the Other Side sleeves made for my deck. Tried to kind of make it look like it's coming out of her little shell there, but they turned out really nice. Maybe we do a giveaway for a set of those. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll decide on that. It'll be on the community tab in the future when we announce our next giveaway. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.